every single time that we look at an opportunity, even if it's not ideal, as something that's been given to us to help us learn and grow and potentially also help other people, it puts us into a different energy. It puts us into a different effort zone. Hello friends, I'm Matthew Pilling, Chief Overthinker with A Pilling Perspective, and this is the 10th video in our gratitude series. Today we want to overthink a little bit about gratitude and our opportunities. Now, that's one that we don't always think about. We often list possessions, we often list people in our lives, but I think opportunities is one that sometimes takes a back seat, but is something that really needs to be thought about as well. And I want to share a little bit. I used to be a corporate trainer. In fact, I was in a position where I was over other corporate trainers. And anytime we had grown to the point of needing another corporate trainer, I was the one who was in charge of bringing on that new trainer. And within the company I was in, it was a very popular position. There were all sorts of people that had applied for it, which meant that I ended up going through a large number of interviews. And as I interviewed people, I would ask them, why are you the right person for this position? Why are you our next trainer? And they would often tell me, well, I've been here for a very long time. And in that time, I've learned a lot of things and I've worked really hard, so I deserve it. And it looks like fun, so I really want to be a part of that. And I would tell you, those were all of the wrong answers for me. And that's not to say that those things weren't important. I did want someone who was familiar with the company and knew our procedures and our processes and that sort of thing so that they could effectively teach them to other people. But the biggest thing I was looking for wasn't someone who was saying, well, because of some things that have happened, I deserve this. I was looking for someone who was already thinking on the level of the position. Most of the people who were telling me, I deserve this because I've put in all of this time, were also in a spot where they weren't ready for the position because they hadn't built any of the skills needed to be a good trainer. And it was frustrating for them because in their logic, hey, I'm to the point where I want something new. But in my logic, you're to the point where you want something new, but you're not to the point where you've grown past the current. You're not in the point where you've grown into the new. I was looking for someone who was already understanding the problems that came with the position and considering how would I approach these problems. And as I describe all of this, you may be wondering, how does gratitude fit into this? And I think the reason I bring it all up is because when I found the person that was right every time that I had to go through this process, part of it was, obviously someone who had some experience as a trainer and some skill set to be able to train well. But a huge part of it was finding someone who had made the best use of the opportunity that was in front of them, even if that opportunity was not what they saw as their ideal opportunity. They threw themselves into what they were doing wholeheartedly because they were grateful for what they had. And that may sound like a stretch, but I will tell you that any time we find ourselves in a spot where we aren't grateful for what we have, Or as we look at our opportunities, we allow ourselves to feel that they are lackluster or lacking in some sort of way, we are not putting ourselves in the right energy, in the right mindset to fulfill those activities, those opportunities in a way that actually will make a difference and an impact that grows and builds us and prepares us for the bigger opportunities that we're hoping for. But every single time that we look at an opportunity, even if it's not ideal, as something that's been given to us to help us learn and grow and potentially also help other people, if we can look at it with gratitude, it puts us into a different energy. It puts us into a different effort zone, and we more freely give what is needed, even if it's a sacrifice, to be able to fulfill that opportunity. And that process is what growth is. If we can be grateful for the opportunities that we have and then treat those opportunities with the gratitude that we've generated for them, we are going to grow because of them. If we don't, if we treat them with a scarcity mentality, they are not going to build and grow us. They are going to wear on us. They are going to sap us of our energy. As we talk about all of this, I've warned against the comparison game and even said that comparison can be the thief of joy. But I know that there have been elements in my life where by seeing other people's situations and contrasting and comparing those with my own, it becomes very abundant how blessed I am. If it feels to you like the opportunities that you have are not what you want them to be, outgrow them by being grateful for them and fulfilling them according to that gratitude. I hope this idea helps. As you apply it, as you have insights, feel free to come back here and comment and share them. If this is helping you, as I've said in all the other videos, please share it with others who need that same kind of help. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for being here.